Hi there guys, day 2 of Warhammer Fest. So that was the first day of Warhammer 40k. And it is important if you are into either Warzone Charadon or Adeptus Sororitas. So we'll start with Warzone Charadon first. So we have got the second book in this series. So the first one was the Book of Rust, which was Act 1. Now I didn't pick that one up. Quite simply because it was a very expensive book for not a great deal of content. Perception wise, I think there was less than 100 pages in the book, and it wasn't a cheap book at all. So maybe book 2 might be different, and if it's good enough, I'll probably go back and pick up the first one as well. But now we have the Book of Fire. Now the Book of Fire will introduce the new Abbess Sanctorum, Morven Val, who is from the Adeptus Sororitas, and we'll get onto her in a minute. It also introduces Be'lakor into this range as well, through the Disciples of Be'lakor, so that basically allows you to play demons and mortals in the same army, all led by Be'lakor. This book will also contain his 40k datasheet as well. Now to go with that, we have Battlezone Mechanicus Charadon. So basically this is the version of Verticus that came late last year. They have got a Battlezone Mechanicus version of that. And it is a really cool looking box. If it's priced similarly to Verticus, it will be a good deal. Now those of you who have collected via Hachette the Warhammer 40k Conquest, or are going to be going into Imperium in the UK that summer, and in the US that will be early 2022, and probably other regions throughout Europe and the rest of the world at some point, you will already receive quite a lot of this stuff. So things like the pipes that are on here, and a few of the other smaller pieces are going to be part of that range, but the larger structures on here won't be. So we'll see what the price is like when it comes out. I think if it's priced the same as Verticus, which you can pick up for a shade over 70 quid from the likes of Element Games and other retailers and that kind of thing, I think if it's priced similarly to that, it does look like a fairly good deal. You can see that there's a couple of ferrotonic furnaces, which if you buy them individually, they're going for around about 30 quid each. I think you can get one of those slightly cheaper if you buy the current Kill Team starter set. But yeah, all in all, it looks like a fairly good deal if it's going to be similarly priced. I can't see it being any more than that £90 RRP that Verticus is, based on the fact that none of this is new. This is all just repackaged and reboxed stuff that we've had for a long time. The interesting part about this, however, is that those pipes, I believe this is the only place you're going to be able to get them. So they are no longer available in any boxes or anything like that. So I think that this is the one place we can get them. Unless, like I said before, you're picking up Warhammer Imperium. So we'll just move on to Adeptus Sororitas now. So they get themselves a brand new codex, and there's a fair amount of new stuff that's been released here for us to look at. Definitely doesn't feel like a codex for the sake of it. It looks like it will have a fair amount of stuff because there has been a fair few releases somewhat recently for Adeptus Sororitas. Okay, so as mentioned in that Book of Fire, here is Morven Val, the Abbess Sanctum of the Adeptus Sororitas. So she's the Supreme Commander and Guardian of the Faith, but unlike her predecessors, she's willing to lead the sisters from the front line, so she's right up there in battle with her sisters. Now on the left, we will recognise Ishud Thurga, so we've seen her before, but also joining her on the right is Agath Dolan. Okay, so basically what we've got is Astrid. She has the gaze of the Emperor. So she, whoever she is with is being constantly buffed by her. And she is always travelling with Algath Dolan, who's constantly recording her deeds in battle and again, just buffing whoever is around them. Slightly further look at Dogmata. This is nothing new, so we can see there's a few things that have been previously revealed which are bleeding into Warhammer Fest, but that's no bad thing. But what is revealed about her is that she ensures that nearby sisters are better at performing actions and holding objectives. And then a little bit further information about Palatine. Nothing that we didn't already know, since this model already was revealed in the Piety and Pain box. Now, this is the first time we've seen the full set of Celestian Sacrosancts. Now, this is all of them, so they carry heretic smiting halberds and maces. along with large shields for protection in the crucible of battle. So they are basically there on protection duty, so they are out there to look after your leaders in battle. Anyone who gets too close, they just get smashed down by these guys. So the penultimate reveal was more of the Paragon warsuit. So again, we've seen some of this stuff before, but we get a few different looks at various weapon loadouts and that kind of thing. The article goes on to say that they now carry enough firepower to rival a dreadnought. They're fitted with heavy bolters, heavy flamers, or multi-melters. This is also goes with a shoulder-mounted secondary weapon system, and that is either a grenade launcher or a pair of storm bolters. They're also loaded out with massive maces or a war blade. Now, the last discussion point was on the Castigator. Now, we've already seen this from the Faith and Damnation preview, but we get a little bit more information here. Now, this is based on a Rhino tank chassis. It also says here it differs from the Adeptus Astartes equivalent in that it also sports a third hull-mounted heavy bolter and either a twin-barreled autocannon or battle cannon as its turret weapon. So that's everything for Adeptus Sororita. Now, I think it's pretty good. We've seen a lot of stuff which has already been revealed, so most of what we've seen today, we've already seen at least some of it previously. There's only a few models that have been further revealed, but obviously the big one really for me is that Codex we've got, which is forthcoming soon. Now, they also discussed Adeptus Mechanicus, and the fact that it didn't appear in Warhammer Fest is quite simply because it's so close to release that it wasn't worth having it here. So maybe we'll get a little bit more information about it in the reveal at the end of the week. I think the second Warhammer 40k announcement, I think that's on Friday. So yeah, AdMech stuff is coming very, very soon, but not covered in the most recent content. Now, I will be back later on with my coverage of Black Library, and then tomorrow I've got my COVID jab tomorrow, so at some point I hope to record my reaction to the boxed game announcements. That's what I'm really, really looking forward to, because I, in my gameplay and my gaming groups and that kind of thing, really do more of the box game side of things than anything else. So we play a lot of Blood Bowl, play a lot of Warcry, currently deep into Cursed City at the moment. I'm really hoping that they resolve the situation with that and let us know what's going on. So that is the big one that I'm really looking forward to. But clearly I'm a big fan of everything Warhammer. So for example, the Age of Sigmar announcements were really, really cool. I wasn't too bothered about the next edition, which is rumoured to be coming up at the end of the year. Maybe that will be Saturday's reveal, who knows. However, with some of the new stuff, particularly the Soulblight, Gravelord stuff, I'm really, really interested in what's going to happen with that. I am a little bit concerned about Cursed City in terms of where they're going to go with it, because there have obviously been a few things announced which are heavily linked to that game, but like a lot of people have said previously, that game quite likely should have come out towards the tail end of last year, so these things would have been coming far, far after that. So it should have been there for the setup for the Soulblight Gravelords, and we would have been further down the line with a few other things by now anyway. But I'm really hoping they do resolve some of that Cursed City confusion on tomorrow's stream, on Thursday's stream. Black Library wise, I don't read a lot of Black Library, but I am very invested in the audio book. So anything that comes out audio wise for Black Library, I usually jump on it. I do the Audible monthly subscription to get a credit each month. So I've most recently listened to the Cursed City book, which I really, really enjoyed. It was great for world building, if not particularly good for background characters for the existing game. And I wasn't initially going to cover it this week, but I did get a few requests in the comments previously, so I will absolutely do it now that you've asked for it. I'll finish up today with a plug for my Element Games affiliate link down in the description. So if you use that, you will get your normal discount, but I will get a small kickback, which helps me to bring more content to the channel. You'll also see that there's a little code down there as well. If you use that referral code when you're checking out, you'll get double element crystals. So is an extra perk for you. But like I say, I'm sure a lot of you already support lots of other content creators in that way. But if you do choose me, I would really, really appreciate it. But I'll leave it there for now. I've got another video due out very soon where I'll be going through all of this weekend's pricing. I'm just waiting for them to release or announce the Blood Bowl pricing because it hasn't been done yet. But other than that, I'll see you very soon for Warhammer Fest Black Library. Catch you later. Thanks for watching.